I used the research from over 50 scientific studies on how to put our best face forward, and very quickly I realized that it's way more accessible than people think. Welcome to the NYX Cosmetics channel. My name is May Alice Suzuki, and I'm obsessed with personal growth across mind, body, and spirit. I talk about the art of the glow up on my own YouTube channel, and to me, there's no better way to find purpose and meaning than to live our lives through beauty. We're naturally happier people when we see the beauty in everything. And the effort that we put into investing in ourselves most of all shows up in how we move through the world. I have found so many studies where women reported having higher levels of confidence, better self-esteem, and they feel comfortable enough to be even more sociable just by applying makeup. Which makes a lot of sense to me because whenever I have a full bead on, I feel like I'm literally standing on business. I came here to serve, and this is my war paint. I think that the truest way to look and feel beautiful is to become more of who we are, which means that we learn how to work with what we have better and highlight what we love the most about ourselves. Science shows that people naturally respond to faces that feel balanced and harmonious, not so much perfectly symmetrical, which is also impossible for us to be perfectly symmetrical anyways, which is a relief because whenever I draw my eyeliner, I always think sisters, not twins. So this study that I'm referencing also measures people's brain responses based on facial proportions. So it's all about finding harmony in our imperfections and not necessarily focusing on individual features, which I think many of us tend to fixate on too much, when really we gotta zoom out and look at the full picture, which is why makeup works so well because it allows us to play with our proportions using light, shadow, and color. And so a great way to find facial harmony is to follow the aesthetic rule of thirds. This is one of the oldest design principles. It's used by artists, architects, and photographers to create harmony, and your face can be divided into 3 equal zones. Your upper third is the hairline to brows, and then your mid face or the middle third is the brows to the base of the nose, and then the lower third is the base of the nose to the chin. So if you don't know how to measure your facial thirds, you can just simply whip out your camera app and turn on your grid, and you can see that my forehead is actually fine, but I usually wear bangs anyway because that's my signature look. My mid face does look longer compared to my lower third, which is shorter, so in order to achieve balance, I like to focus on shortening my mid face and lengthening my lower third. So now I'm going to teach you exactly how to balance out your facial thirds. Alright, let's first start the upper third and then we'll make our way down. So here I am with nothing on except for a bit of foundation and my clothes. Don't get too excited. If you have a longer forehead, for example, this is where contour can come in the edges. You can just always go in on the sides like this with a bronzer to shorten the forehead. Either that or you can get some face framing bangs like me and shift the focus to your eyes. So a great way to start will be to tight line your eyes and just get into the lash line as close as possible to your lashes. I like to just go in between my lashes, dot, 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 and then connect the dots. There's actually a study done where people were asked how much money to give to women with or without makeup. And on average, the women who were wearing makeup were given 22% more money than those who weren't. And it was simply because they were seen as more confident and trustworthy. So just by lining your eyes, you get a pretty big difference. And let me tell you something about this eyeliner. The Epic Ink Liner is actually the love of my life. I've used it since I was a teenager. I probably rebought this at least 20 times, not even joking. It's very beginner friendly because of how precise this brush is. It's also waterproof, smudge proof. I've worn this for over 16 hours. I've crashed out with this on many times and the eye makeup still stays perfect. It's sorcery. Dramatic Siren eyeliner has always been very mysterious, powerful, very it girl energy. If you're going from the office to a girls' night out, all you have to do to transform your look is to apply more eyeliner. And if you have wider set eyes like me, you can bring it closer as well by emphasizing the inner corners of your eyes. To take this look up a notch, you might even want to try tight lining the lower lash line to give it a more dramatic and sultry look. It's all about playing with proportions in relation to the rest of your face. So another thing to know is that facial contrast matters as well, which is the difference between your eyes and even your lips to the rest of your skin. Some people naturally look better with differing contrast because of their visual weight. You may have heard of this term before. And typically high visual weight means higher contrast. You may naturally have larger features. It may stand out more. So typically bold makeup looks better on you. Whereas low contrast means lower visual weight. You may have daintier features and a more ethereal clean girl look might suit you better. Now your middle third or your mid face is where the blush, the contour, and the highlight can do a lot of heavy lifting and a lot of balancing. You're gonna notice why a lot of facial balancing makeup in general focuses on the middle third, and I'll tell you why that is. So the ideal cheekbone to jawline ratio is more prominent for women, which means that a softer V-line shape will give us the more feminine look. And whether you want to lengthen or shorten your mid mid-face really depends on the look that you're going for. I personally find long mid-faces to be very beautiful. It's a very mature and regal look, so you can actually lengthen your mid-face by blending your shadows vertically. I'm going to lengthen my left side and shorten the right side so you can see the difference. So for blush, I'm using Fat Cheeks. This is the first liquid blush I've ever used. I would dab this along my cheekbones like so. And I also love how you can blend it so beautifully. And wow, it's very pigmented. And because it's liquid, I also love how you can build on more product gradually. So as you can see with the blush, I've been keeping it vertical. And then next, I will go in with the Buttermelt bronzer and the Buttermelt highlighter. You're literally painting with light and shadow here. The texture of the Buttermelt series is very silky, very buttery, and it stays smooth all day long instead of being very clumpy and powdery. I'm simply just building it on layer by layer, making sure that I'm draping the bronzer down my cheeks like so. And then I'm gonna go in with a bit of highlighter down the inner medial cheeks. I like to go bit by bit, but think of it like an inner triangle. And then lastly, I would dust a little bit more on top of my cheekbones. Disco Queen. There's also research that shows that more youthful facial features like fuller cheeks and also shorter mid-faces can also be very attractive. I think that the perfect way to illustrate this is to look at the Igari makeup trend. It's all about a short mid-face and sometimes drawing an aegyo style under your eyes to make your eyes bigger and your mid-face even shorter. You can create the same look of youthfulness and harmony just by specific placement tricks with your makeup on the mid-face. So the way that I would shorten the mid-face is by placing your blush a little bit higher than usual directly underneath your eyes. And then maybe you can even sweep it across your nose. Horizontal blending. But sometimes people might find that adding blush directly underneath the eyes might also accentuate dark eye circles, especially if you're using a cooler tone blush. So in that case, I would actually make sure that the blush matches the same level of warmth or coolness so that it doesn't bring it up even more. The blush that I'm using is called the Dragon Fruit Drip. It's somewhere in the middle in terms of the tone. So if you're not sure what tone to get, it was really easy for me. All I did was go on the NYX website. They have a shade finder where all you have to do is to take a selfie or do like a live video thing. And that way you can try on different shades without even have to step foot into a store. So now what I'm gonna do next is to gently contour the cheeks with a little bit of bronzer. And then I'll focus a little bit more on contouring the nose. You wanna make sure that the base is a little bit darker for the button nose look. Go in and blend with my fingers. So your highlight placement matters a lot too when it comes to attractiveness. There was a study done with MRI scans that showed that people with a radiant glow were rated most attractive, and then the second would be the oily look, and then the third would be the totally matte look. Our brains literally found light reflection on the face to be more attractive than no light at all. A very easy way to figure out what just right looks like would be to identify where the light hits your face. Typically that's going to be your nose, your cheekbones, inner eye corners, your chin, and your cupid's bow. And a little bit like I did here on the medial inner corner of your cheeks as well. Go in on my nose tip for a highlight, a little bit on my bridge, a little bit on the apples of the cheeks. Real quick, let's recap. Longer mid-face, shorter mid-face. So right before we get into the lower third, I actually went in and redid the left side of my mid-face. In terms of your lower third, your jawline, lips, and chin can really accentuate the entire face. This blush can even do double duty if you just dab it a little bit on your lids. But yeah, if you're an efficient girly like me and you don't want to carry around like too many products in your purse, I would just be like, dab, and multitask. For a longer lower third where you want to shorten it, you would add contour to basically the lower parts of your lips as well as your chin. Then you would take a touch of highlight across the chin to shorten it. And if you're a shorter lower third like me, you'll want to lengthen it by basically adding intentional highlight on the cupid's bow as well as on the philtrum and the chin to elongate it. This makes it seem a little bit more vertical. And then lastly, you're going to want to go in with a bit more bronzer on the jawline. So just to recap everything, general rule of thumb, if you want to lengthen something, you add vertical lines to it. If you want to shorten something, you add horizontal lines. And there you have it, you but better baddie makeup just by balancing out your face. I find that the best part is how NYX makes beauty so accessible for everyone, and I love how the products are super affordable. Most of it cost me around around $10. I've been buying it since I was a teenager. It's also cruelty-free and very easy to find in your local drugstores. I got all of my products at Ulta. There's a big store at the shopping mall near me. And everything that I use today are all in the product description box. So try experimenting with your own facial thirds and see how makeup can transform the way that you feel about yourself. Because I'm so serious when I say that makeup is not just about being pretty. That's only the first step. It's how you express yourself, and it's a world-building exercise, and it's solid proof that transformation is possible and attainable for everyone. So yeah, I wish you guys a happy glow up, and we'll see you in the next video.